G'day, fight fans. I've been getting pretty cranky about the UFC lately. I've been ranting about Dana White, the dodgy judging, and all the other cooked decisions that make this sport the madhouse that it is. It's been pretty fun, but I figured it's time to lighten things up a bit. Because for every serious fight, there's a pile of botched, hilarious, completely unhinged moments that remind us why we keep watching this sport. I've got a fairly warped sense of humour, so if I'm laughing at these, you cook units probably will too. So today, we're kicking off a new Punch-On series, Moments That Made Me Laugh in the UFC. Crack a beer, sit back and enjoy some of the most cooked moments in the history of this beautiful, hot mess we call a sport. Let's punch on. Got to start off with one of the most cooked, hilarious units of all time, Derek the Black Beast Lewis. This bloke is a king among men. I could make a whole video just with Derek Lewis moments. I'll save a few for another episode, but the one that's kicking off this list is his all-time mic moment at UFC 229 after he viciously knocked out Alexander Volkov and ground and pounded him until his soul left his body. The finish itself was already somewhat hilarious. Everything about it cracks me up. D-Lew in some of the worst fight shape we've ever seen him, losing the entire fight, completely gassing out, plumber's crack hanging out of his shorts. He even gives Volkov a preview of the combo right before, then just rinses and repeats and lands the right hand from hell on Volkov's chin and spins his jaw nearly 360 degrees. Drags his toe along the canvas in the most zesty way imaginable too. Follows up with some of the filthiest ground and pound you have ever seen. It's a tough watch if you're a Volkov fan. Then Derek himself hits the deck and flops around on the floor, panting while the doctors pour water on his head. Absolute cinema. But we haven't even got to the actual moment yet. So Bruce Buffer's in the ring, about to read out the official decision, and D-Lew just drops his dax in the middle of the cage and puts him over his shoulder. Cruz and the commentary team had absolutely no idea how to react. Then Rogan comes in for the post-fight interview, and we get this legendary moment. You give Derek Lewis a hot mic on a UFC pay-per-view, you know there's chaos incoming.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot.
Rogan was completely rattled. Just that awkward pose and the reply.
I understand.
Dude, Rogan's response made it 2 times funnier as well. The rest of the interview was gold too. Donald Trump called me, told me I gotta knock out this Russian motherfucker for making him look bad on the news. Putin and shit. USA in this hole. Joe tries to gas him up and get him to call for the title fight, and Derek just goes, "Fuck that, my cardio ain't shit. I ain't trying to go 5 rounds." Finishes by telling Joe that he's going to come and blaze up with him on the JRE podcast. Incredible stuff from Derek Lewis. He's going to be making a few appearances in this series, that's for sure. All-time UFC moment here and deserving one to start off the list. Okay, this next one had me absolutely heaving. UFC Vegas 77. The card is hot, white dog shit. It's headlined by Holm versus Bueno Silva. Sneaky little JDM co-main event there against Basil Hafez. But we're talking about this scrap between Norma Dumont and Chelsea Chandler, the second worst UFC fighter with the last name Chandler. Not much setup needed on this one. It was just your run-of-the-mill women's fight. Dumont is doing her thing, piecing up Chelsea Chandler, and Chandler suddenly decides she doesn't want a bar of it anymore. Turns and legs it away from Norma Dumont. Full-blown sprint into the side of the cage and fucking T-bones the octagon at 100 kilometres an hour. Broad got rocked so bad she thought she was running sprints in the Olympics. Let's let it play.
Oh, she hits. Rocked her and Chandler just wanted it.
Fuck, where was she going? What am I watching? Did she not see the cage? Maybe she was just setting up some sick Showtime kick or something and just got her timing wrong. Either way, pure comedy gold. Just a quick 5-second moment that will go down in the all-time history books of cooked UFC moments.
Norma Dumont landed a beautiful right hand, and then she kind of follows up, and then Chelsea does this.
DC's reaction was priceless too.
This is like my mama chasing me with a belt, bro. I'm like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, a bit of a lesser known this one, but a completely hilarious, cooked moment. Shout out to Chelsea Chandler. Don't think she's in the UFC anymore, but she's probably got a successful career as a track sprinter, that's for sure. All right, this next one's a personal favourite. Tony Ferguson, the most beautifully cooked human being the UFC has ever employed. Every time he walks out, you know you're about to see something that makes zero sense and absolute sense at the same time. This was UFC 249, the Justin Gaethje demolition job. Tony's getting absolutely pieced up. His face is starting to look like a kindergarten finger painting. And in the middle of it, he just decides to cast a spell. He stops, scoops up invisible sand, and flings it at Justin Gaethje like a fucking Pidgeotto using sand attack.
Sand attack!
Then he hits him with the full magic hands routine. Palms out, wiggling his fingers on an imaginary keyboard like he's fucking trying to download extra head movement from the cloud or something. The crowd's confused, commentary's wigging out, even Gaethje pauses like, mate, are you all right? Like he was as confused as we all were. It's the most Tony Ferguson thing ever. He's getting beat up and he's still convinced that he's in control of the multiverse.
Yeah, there you go. Give me sand. Give me sand. Hold up. Come on.
Give me sand.
Look at that. Full cooked desert wizard energy from Tony. This bloke shadow boxes with demons in between rounds. He kicks steel pipes for fun, does training camps with David Goggins, and even when he's getting pieced up, this is the shit that's going through his mind. Fuck, I'm losing. Better try this ancient sand technique. Tony's cooked beyond repair, and that's exactly why we love him. All right, this one's a deep cut. We're going back to the mid-2000s when heavyweight Paul Buentello was trying his absolute hardest to be this scary dude. The UFC was still figuring itself out. Everyone was cutting promos like they were in the WWE, and Paul reckoned that he had a catchphrase that would shake the world up. He just scored a big win. The crowd's going crazy. Rogan's got the mic ready, and Paul decides it's time for his big cinematic moment. He starts revving up the crowd.
All right. I want to say one thing. See if I got some fans out here.
The crowd's eating that shit up. They're loud as hell. They're going bonkers. He's got them eaten out of his hand. He pauses. He leans in like he's about to drop the quote of the century, and he goes,
You ready? Here we go. Don't fear me.
And then nothing. Crickets, tumbleweeds, silence. No pop, no cheers, no hell yeah. You can practically hear the air conditioning humming in the arena. He stands there like he's just dropped the hardest bar of his life, but everyone's thinking, what the fuck does that even mean, bro? Paul expected the crowd to finish the line for him. The problem was, nobody knew the fucking line in the first place. He's looking around like, come on guys, that was supposed to hit hard. Meanwhile, Rogan's face is doing algebra trying to work out what he's supposed to say after that and how to follow that legendary act. Look at this guy. That is the face of the man who rehearsed in the mirror all week long, visualised and manifested his special moment, and he still bombed the open mic. Poor Paul tried to start a movement and got live ghosted by 20,000 people. He's left standing there like,
Come on, baby.
pure desperation. You can see the panic take over. Then he tries to recover and he fumbles into,
Hey, don't fear me, fear the consequences, baby. I've been training hard. I'm not looking to call anybody out. I just want to fight.
and he somehow makes it 10 times worse. The energy in the building flatlines instantly. Don't fear me. Fear the consequences. Mate, the only consequence here is secondhand embarrassment. Peak mid-2000s UFC. Everyone was trying to be a character and half of them accidentally became memes. All-time cooked moment. Paul Buentello, we salute you, brother. All right, this last one is absolutely cooked. Everyone was glazing Juliana Pena after she beat Amanda Nunes the first time, acting like she was some well-rounded technical assassin. Nah, let's be honest, she just caught Nunes on her worst night. Everyone thought Pena was legit until the rematch exposed her for what she really is. This fight was one of the funniest, most delusional reality checks in UFC history. Pena walks in like she's about to prove the first fight wasn't a fluke, and she starts throwing the most cooked noodle arm punches you have ever seen. It looked like she was trying to get spiders off her. Her arms are flailing around like one of those wacky waving inflatable car yard men. Nunes is just standing there cool as a cucumber, just taking little steps back like, all right, little sis, chill with it, and then boom, straight right on her chin. Every time Pena charged in, she got tagged up and just dropped like she'd been fucking unplugged from the wall. Her eyes would roll back into her head. Her body would just do the full Windows shutdown. I reckon even Chelsea Chandler would be proud of that performance from Juliana. Nunes is barely breaking a sweat, just farming knockdowns like it's a light sparring session. Meanwhile, Juliana Pena's out here doing her best impression of a toddler trying to punch her dad while he's just holding her at arm's length going, okay, little sis, like, it's all good, just relax. Nunes just fucking starches her. Pena's head's just bouncing off the canvas like a basketball, and somehow, credit to her, she just keeps standing back up like, nah, I'm still in the fight. No, you're not. Her striking that night looked like she forgot how to control her own limbs. Amanda Nunes was calm, clean and composed and just put on a clinic. Pena got pieced up, dropped a dozen times, flopped around on the mat and gave us one of the funniest striking displays in UFC title fight history. Yes, this is the striking of a UFC world champion. All-time cook performance. Juliana Pena, thank you for your service. And that's it for part 1 of moments that made me laugh in the UFC. If you pissed yourself laughing at any of those, chuck a like on the video and drop your favourite dumb UFC moments down below. I've got a whole folder of chaos ready for part 2. If this video does half decent, I'll keep the series rolling. Appreciate you legends for watching. Punch on.